changed. We did have kind of one, and this is the Payette Forest, just kind of to give you an idea. So of course Payette Lake, and you guys are actually the biggest help to us because I actually had somebody come in and tell me about a new infestation of orange hawkweed on the Blackley Trail. Do you guys know where that's at? Just up Lick Creek Road. About a mile up, they were hiking down. About a mile up that trail, just in one area, there's orange hawkweed. I have no idea where it came from because the only closest one would be around Fish Lake area. Is the closest orange hawkweed that I'm aware of, and I don't know if there's any in the city limits or.
I found it on the west side of Cascade Lake, southwest end, and I found some up by Yellow Pine as well.
So as you can see, these, we don't know how they start. They just, whether it was a hiker or a pack string or what, but you know, we would have never found that unless somebody came in and told us about it.
That's called hawkweed?
Orange hawkweed.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, it's very pretty, and they have it, there's, the Craig Baum House in New Meadows has it, they're in Old Meadows. So, so it's one that we're definitely after. And then of course, up here in the McCall area, and help me out, Steve.
What's that?
The invasives that you're most likely to see are the spotted knapweed, the oxydaisy, yellow-toed flax,
Canada thistle,
brush
skeleton weed,
Yeah.
hound's tongue, leafy
Yeah.
spurge.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So those are some of the main ones that you guys will see.
So over by Rudy's behind that stove place, I think there's some knapweed.
There's,
I think knapweed is the
It's like
McCall
everywhere?
city flower.
Oh, you think?
It's everywhere. I got this.
We were trying to
Like-
decide, is that knapweed?
I think
And it looks a little
tansy
bit
is second
different.
best.
yeah. And so if you guys want to look at the map, I don't know if you can see, but this is kind of the weeds that we have mapped that we know about. And as you can see, most of them follow our roaded areas. So when you start getting into some of this trail system and whatnot, we don't have a lot of them mapped. So that's where you guys can help us out. If you guys are out there recreating and whatnot, and you see something that is in one of these books, or if you just are curious what it is, take a photo of it if you don't want to dig it up, and a GPS point. Most phones have GPS, or people carry them, and that way we'll know where it is if in fact it is a population we don't know about. So GPS points are the key, just because sometimes it's hard to tell if it's just one or two plants where it's at if you guys are trying to describe it on a trail to us. So, and this is the wilderness over here, and as you can see, a lot of them are airstrips. So it's definitely moving from people, you can see, for most of these weeds. That's how they get started. Down here, a lot of this is going to be the hound's tongue, which is like that Velcro stuff. And that's getting on all the livestock, all the wildlife, all the people, and it's just going crazy. As you can see, they're more worried about it in the wilderness because there's not as much of it. So it kind of depends on the area for us, being with the Forest Service, on what our priorities are.
So that Weasel River, you know, the leafy spurge,
Mhm.
does that really help all those goats? I mean, it seems like they just eat all the leafy spurge and then they poop.
Well, there's some species of goat that actually have an extra chamber in their stomach, and
Oh.
they'll sterilize the seeds. Unlike sheep, it'll go right through a sheep or a cow, and then they'll poop it out and start another infestation.
Oh, that's what I was curious about.
But there are a couple different species. In fact, there's Randy Redmond in Cascade has them for hire if anybody wants to try that avenue. And there's another lady in McCall, and I don't remember her name, but she just called me about a week ago. She's trying to get set up to hire out her goats. She's only got like 15 or 20. Now, like Judge DeBoer last year over here at River Ranch, he hired a big herd of like 250 goats. And I got a couple of slides that show that too. But It's not an eradication, you know, it just keeps the plants from going to seed, but it's effective.
Oh,
I was surprised with bicycling on the Weezer River Trail down that way, pretty far. They had huge herds.
yeah, that's what I was talking about.
They're not hitting this
Oh.
leafy spurge, yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie
Yeah.
Davis in Washington County, she uses goats a lot.
Yeah.
Combination of goats and, you know, pesticides.
We haven't got to that point on forest yet.
Oh, I was just curious
But
about.
we're definitely,
okay.
it's always in the mix, and we've talked about doing some of that. And then, we have been releasing bugs, biocontrol on some of these populations, so I got some in some of this real rough country up above the main salmon. Let the bugs do all the work, cause there's not much water around there and it's all backpack work, so, that's mostly, that's all on the spotted knapweed, and they have a great one on Dalmatian toadflax in this kind of same area as well, that's really, doing a good job. We're trying to get some of those bugs established up in this area as well,
Yeah,
even
we've
working with
done-
the schools.
Yeah, we've done several releases in the area for spotted knapweed, actually in the McCall area, and I got a couple of slides on some of the bugs. And then we did leafy spurge up on Red Ridge and right there around Phil Solon's property on Haight Lane and West Mountain Road. And of course, we did a release on yellow toadflax in Yellow Pine. And yeah, and actually we went back last year at Yellow Pine, me and Joey Milan with BLM, and we actually found evidence. So they're well established now. So they're pretty much doing their job up there. And it's on the Bryant Ranch, which borders Forest Service. So it's, you know, so it's helpful, and these supposedly will travel more than 5 miles. So we think we've pretty much got them established and set there. So we're kind of just monitoring right now, but they're doing the work for us up there too.
Yeah, and you're always gonna see plants with the biocontrol, it's never gonna get rid of them. So, just as long as we can get something to a manageable state, you know, we're happy with that once we get something. And so we're also looking at maybe doing a release for yellow toadflax out there at Bear Basin, because lots of people recreate and this and that, and so we don't wanna put a lot of spray in the area. And that's why we're looking at these other alternatives. Unfortunately, there's a lot of Canada thistle out there too, and there's not a very good biocontrol on that at this time. We have released the galls and stuff like that, which maybe injure the plant so you don't get quite as much seed, but you still get quite a bit. So, so we are looking at other alternatives rather than just going out there spraying. And we're trying to prioritize these in areas, like that orange hawkweed site is a priority where we're gonna try to get rid of it. Cause it's a small site, just in an isolated location, we don't wanna see it take off, especially in that old, in all that down timber where it happens to be. It's hard to even just walk off the trail in that area. So,
But when you introduce bugs, you're not just reinforcing a native species type of bug in the area to get more of them. This is an invasive bug that you.
yeah, that came from the plant's
And
home.
how do we, I'm sure the science is saying that everything's gonna be
The
fine.
state, I do believe, regulates that.
gone through
yeah.
it.
That's what I'm saying.
I worked for
You
County
know, how do
Bioscience
we know
where
we're
they
not gonna
did
make a
all the
problem?
research on those bugs. And so
Mhm.
what they do is there's a nursery and they plant North American species that are like that. There's a potential that bug could attack another species. So we were setting up nets, putting bugs in, taking bugs out, letting them, you know, monitoring their growth cycles to see where it's gonna attack. And there were a couple bugs that were supposed to work on hoary cress that they couldn't release. And this was after 8 years of research because it wasn't effective and it was attacking desirable species. So, I mean, they've done the bad stuff, but they're taking those steps. Sorry, I
Yep.
don't need to.
No, that's
Okay.
great,
But
that's
if you
great.
look
That's a
at the
good
history
answer.
that we have, in the past, they've introduced,
Yeah.
you know, in Hawaii, they have a problem with rats, so they introduced mongoose, now they have a problem with mongoose, and they have a problem, you know, you have a problem with this, so you introduce this, but and I'm sure the science is solid, I don't mean to be
Yeah.
questioning the science.
It's a good
Most
question.
Whenever I
of the
hear,
poster
oh, you
child
yeah.
is bad.
You just released a whole
Yeah,
bunch
next
of.
we'll be introducing a bird to fight the bug.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing
Yeah.
that genetically modified for like mosquitoes. So I imagine they're trying to introduce that too, which will cause other problems, no doubt.
Because
We
we people are
visited-
the best invasive species ever made.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And we're not that involved with the process at our level, so I'm glad that you knew some of that, because I get the okay from the state or you know, some of those guys, I'm not. And then we look for sites where to release that fit the criteria. Typically you want a big infestation, not just a few plants here or there. That's not ideal for biocontrol. That would be more for either manual or herbicide treatments.
But then once the bees deal with a site and they'll just migrate to another site that they find it,
The
or will
hope
they,
is they
or
die.
they die.
But that's the thing
That's-
is when
that's
you
what-
use biocontrol, it's never to eradicate because like that's the shifts in balance.
Yeah.
Fewer
Yeah.
plants, fewer bugs, fewer, you know,
Yeah,
more,
they'll-
and so.
they'll fluctuate.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the bugs get, you know, the
Gotcha.
plants will decrease and then it just, you'll see a cycle.
Okay.
It's kind of a way to naturalize is how I think, to naturalize an invasive.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
yeah, and the poisons, I mean, Washington County quit using poisons for leafy spurge. I guess at some point, if something doesn't work, then you reevaluate because it's too expensive and it doesn't work.
Yeah, we're always reevaluating, and if something's not working, we're gonna change up. And things do get immune to certain chemicals and whatnot, and so that's when you use something different. And also with those bugs, is they'd rather die than eat a native is one of the processes that they go through.
Okay, thanks. Sorry to bring that up.
But,
That's a great question.
yeah. So do you guys have any questions about any particular weed or location that maybe you go to? I'm just trying to think. We don't have a lot of water, something that's new to a lot of us, so I'm glad you guys are here. We are on the lookout, especially with our crews and whatnot. And typically, if we don't know the answer, we'll actively go out and find what it is. We have a botanist on the forest, so if you guys are curious of a plant that happens to be out there, even if it might be native, by all means, bring it in. Currently, there's a weed person at the Carassel District Office, so they're by the new supervisors. I'm located in New Meadows, but I also cover McCall. So there's nobody necessarily a weed person in McCall since we're zoned. And then there's somebody else in council that covers weeds. As you can see, we're pretty thin for all this area. That's where you guys come in and let us know about any of this area out here that maybe we need to get to.
On the map, is like each of these yellow areas, is that a?
That's outside the
Or is
forest
that-
boundary.
Yeah.
So those are BLM lands.
Okay, is
the
that
yellow?
just indicating it's BLM lands?
Yep.
The pink is. some
Is the
private
state.
holding. Okay.
So the pink state,
Oh,
white's
state
private.
school land, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's BLM with state in it. That's up there by Marshall Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this just kind of generally shows the whole kind of forest and whatnot. And we're in cooperation with all the counties. And Diane couldn't make it. She's with Idaho Department of Lands. They also have crews going out on some of their lands and helping us out. So we all work together. We got MOUs where we can go on other people's lands and spray and all that kind of stuff if we need to, or just let our counterparts know where the weeds are and whatnot, because the weeds don't care what land they're on. They're just going. And something I've really started noticing is up Warren Wagon Road with all the bug killing stuff, all the firewood cutters are going up there. And before, we didn't really have any spotted knapweed in that area, and now up around the Bergdorf area and stuff, I'm starting to find a lot of knapweed. And I'm just assuming it's coming from McCall going up there, because it's at a lot of the spots where I'm seeing people cut a lot of firewood. So just make sure you're cleaning your vehicles before you go up there. I know they're just getting dirty and and whatnot. That shows you how important it is and how the seeds travel. Typically they're following the truck routes, and then from there the animals will take them and do their thing.
But basically, you're just dealing with the problem instead of like trying to do stations before people get out. You know, I know like in fire, like we'll have fire camps and they'll spray truck vehicles down
Yeah.
when you get crews coming in from out of state, other areas. But
But there's so
you're
many
not at a
access
point- You're not at a
roads.
point where you can do any of that. And how about in,
Yeah.
I can't remember what Patty said about the wilderness with the, is there, when they bring in their own feed?
Oh, yeah, it's gotta be certified weed free,
Yeah.
and I do got
That's for
some.
all forests.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah, all national
Wilderness.
forest land has to
State
be.
lands.
Is it state lands too?
I
I think so.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, you need to have weed-free hay, and now they're looking at even maybe going to gravel.
Well, the gravel, I think they shot it down.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because basically, unless you do soil samples,
Mhm.
you don't know what seeds are in
Yeah.
that dirt. So all you have to do is just see what's growing around the perimeter, and then, you know, guess them by golly if you're gonna get it, and it's just not cost effective. So they kinda just forget it.
And since weeds like disturbance, your gravel pits are perfect for them to get started. And then, of course, we take the gravel, go out and re-gravel our roads. So we try to make an effort to get to all our gravel pits. And either if they are stuff growing there, then we'll spray it and keep an eye on it. And if there's not stuff growing there, then we want to continue to keep it that way. And so that's why, whether there's something there or not, we're kind of focused at looking at those areas.
And the county does treat all the county gravel pits.
Yeah.
So we try to, you know, kill what we can find.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what seeds are in that gravel, but with, you know, you actually be growing vegetation will maintain.
And then, of course, we miss one plant, you got all those seeds going right into that gravel. Then you spread the gravel, and now we got an even bigger problem. So we try to work with our road crew and find out the roads are graveling, and we'll survey those as well. It's just not an easy answer because, you know, they're trying to get some work done, and we're just trying to keep it from from spreading, and it's just one of those deals where prevention's a huge, it's just huge on our part. And then education, you know, letting people know about the weeds and the problem we have. So that way maybe if people are cleaning their ATVs, their trucks, they can go, we're not spreading the seed. I don't know how many times I've seen a car and they're dragging a knapweed down the road or something like that.
There's a lot of weeds that we don't have up here.
Yeah.
You know, clean gear would be the
Mm-hmm. So if you're down recreating somewhere else and you're coming back, maybe hit up a car wash or something like that, especially if it is a weed we don't have. We definitely don't want to get it here. And that's why we're trying to keep some of the populations that we do have small, and the other ones, like the rush skeleton weed, which we found a patch and now it's everywhere, and it's more of an airborne seed, so it's not necessarily spread by people. I mean, we were finding plants a mile or two apart in the middle of nowhere.
And see, they can travel with the wind up to 5 miles away, depending on where it's at on the canyon.
It's like a wildfire.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the state plant here pretty soon.
I know.
It is in Boise County, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's their plant. You guys have knapweed, they got skeleton weed.
And then,
So how about a four-wheeler sticker?
That's a great
that
idea.
would be a
They've
great
got an
idea.
ATV sticker.
Or wash stations, you know, that would be great. And
Well, the sticker would allow you to implement our stations. It's just like these guys.
mhm.
There are so many more four-wheelers now than there ever used to be.
Yeah,
UTVs come online.
yeah, and they're in the mud and in those
They're
weeds and
everywhere.
That's
lots
one
of
thing
them.
we do every night
Yeah.
when we get back in, we pressure wash our UTVs and our trucks.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
How many people do
So,
that?
yeah, I don't, 1% if you're
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah. But I don't think people know.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is important, right here, spreading that education, that word.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty too.
And the the logging equipment, we have gotten something in to where they have to wash it all.